Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where skincare is all about progression over perfection, because perfection doesn't exist. I've just come back from South Korea. Well, not just come back. It only feels like I've only just come back. I think it's been about a month. And honestly, whenever I go there, I feel like my relationship with skincare changes. But this last visit I had with Yepoda, not Yepoda, I've been saying it wrong for a very long time, really kind of reminded me why I fell in love with K-beauty in the first place. And it wasn't just because the products were good. The products were affordable. It was for so many reasons. I kind of didn't realize how badly I needed that reset right now. Not to start on a downer, but I feel like when skincare becomes your job, reviews, filming, deadlines, you kind of forget why you fell in love with skincare in the first place, especially as my skin is kind of like going through a change at the moment as I mature. I'm kind of all about like, what can this product do for me, rather than like, I need to slow down. I need to remember that that's why I loved it. It was a time for me, the textures, the scents, the ritual of taking care of yourself. And this trip with Yepoda, who are very kindly sponsoring today's video, it really did give me that feeling back. And I got on a few brand trips to Korea, but I think it was because of Yepoda's philosophy in general that kind of reconnected me with that. So let me tell you a little bit about Yepoda before I jump into the products. Because meeting the founders, visiting their lab, and actually seeing how their formulas kind of come to life was such a highlight of the trip for me. Yepoda was founded by Sander Jun Young and Veronica, who basically started this brand in the first place because when they would visit Sander's family in Korea, friends back in Europe would ask them to bring back like suitcases full of Korean skincare because they loved it. And they realized that people love K-beauty, but what's missing in Europe is Korean innovation, as we know, Korean formulas and Korean routines, which have become more and more popular over here. But I feel like it's still very niche. Like if you're into skincare, you'll be into K-beauty. It's not like the norm. And I feel like it should be. Yepoda really highlight their sustainable packaging, their sustainable ethos in general, and the accessible approach. Mindfully produced, made in Korea, natural extracts meet science and high performance actives, and routines that are easy, effective, and genuinely fun, which for me is exactly what I needed. So let's start with what I learned on the trip. Most importantly, slowing down my routine again. This is how I'm going to be cleansing from now on. I had a bamboo massage in Seoul, and they basically brought out these really warm bamboo sticks and went in on my neck, stretching me out. It was very relaxing, and also had like a little facial with the Yepoda products. And I know this sounds dramatic, but watching the facialist use the bubble double from Yepoda, the way she took her time, the way I felt the bubbles of this cleanser just melt into my skin, it reminded me that even that cleansing stage can be a luxurious step, not the kind of like a good rinse, rush into the next stage. That melting of the bubbles, and that time she was just like pressing it gently into my skin. The skincare routine can feel like a luxury routine right from the beginning. As I mentioned, the product she used was the Bubble Double, Yepoda's pomegranate and salicylic acid cleanser. Super, super gentle though. Pomegranate being antioxidant rich, brightening, great for dullness. Salicylic acid, of course, helping to decongest pores, dissolving that excess oil, all in this really nice non-stripping cleanser. And it's like this liquid to soft foam with a really nice fruity pomegranate, very sensorial scent. And what I love about this is that that foam isn't airy or drying. It's soft, it's dense, it's cushiony, and you just feel it melting into your skin rather than disappearing instantly. And it made me realize that slowing down at this step does more for your skin than any fancy serum if you do it right? Taking your time to cleanse thoroughly and enjoying that thorough cleanse is so important, not just for the feel, but also the results. On another day, we spent a bit of time with another YouTuber who is actually a face yoga instructor, and taught us a bit of gua sharing as well. And honestly, I have a confession to make. I think I filmed a gua sha video like 5 years ago, and I've not touched one since. I loved them, but I've become so lazy. As I mentioned, my skincare routine is often filmed, or I just feel like I have to get it done because I'm so busy and tired all the time. The internet loves it. I just never had the time. I've never found the time. Honestly, the motivation as well. And honestly, I don't love using oils, which most people recommend for that slip. But now I'm 36. Surprise, some of you may thought I was 12. I wake up with a sore neck, a stiff jaw, that almost like this tension on my eyes, like in my eyebrows, like a pains up here. And gua sha has accidentally become my weekly fix. All because of this, half an hour we spent with this instructor. And the best part about this is we didn't have to use oils at all. We used a toner, specifically the Mist Have. This is a hyaluronic acid and lavender hydrating face mist that works as a toner, a refresher, makeup prep, a calming mist. Of course, with hyaluronic acid to hydrate, aloe vera, which is cooling, soothing, green tea for antioxidant, anti-redness, and then ginseng as well in there, which has some well-aging benefits, and bamboo to calm, hydrate. It has got this really nice scent to it. When I read the description of this scent, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like that. Citrusy with a hint of lavender. I don't like sprays that smell like room spray, but this is weirdly subtle and it doesn't linger and it doesn't hang around, and it's on this really ultra fine mist. So you end up with this dewy, hydrated, more like awake and plump looking skin. And being able to just re-spritz this every time I needed more slip on my face meant that I didn't have to put an oil on, gua sha, rinse the oil off in order to do the rest of my routine. I'm just putting the gua sha moment into my usual hydrating stage, which I always do at the beginning of my routine. It doesn't have to be this 20-minute session with a heavy oil. Sometimes it can just be about releasing that tension gently with a product that refreshes you, that you're going to add into your routine anyway. I absolutely love this. As I said, that I learned so many tips and tricks with this gua sha, not just about lymphatic drainage, but also hitting a few points like here and up on your head that really does relieve a lot of tension. So yeah, I make sure I have time for this at least once a week nowadays. It really makes such a difference for me. I guess the star of the show on this trip, and honestly one of the coolest parts of the trip, or what I thought was the coolest trip, was visiting Yepoda's factory. And I don't know if it's just because I have a genuine interest and love for skincare and how it's made, but watching the products being poured, cooled, shaped, and seeing their new launches being developed in real time, it reminded me of how intentional Korean skincare is. Yes, it's trendy, but it's also about functionality, convenience, and joy in their routine. And I feel like when a lot of other brands try to mimic this in K-beauty, they just end up releasing a load of crap. And that brings us to the sticks. We had this whole launch night for these sticks as well, which is amazing in this amazing restaurant. And honestly, I became obsessed with them at the moment I saw the packaging. Now, these sticks, they are a trio of targeted serum sticks. These are active, functional formulas that actually melt into the skin so nicely. And I feel like have more of a purpose than just adding more moisture where you might need it, which the other sticks tend to do. So going through each one, we have the Age Fix, which is a retinol complex to help support skin renewal, obviously. Cacao oil, which is nourishing, barrier friendly. And then we have these hydrating emollients to help reduce dryness. It does sound oily and greasy, but it's not. It's not at all. But of course, great for fine lines, textured skin, and slow aging routines. The next one is the Glow Fix, and that's vitamin C, with stabilized vitamin C to help brighten without irritation, goji berry, which is a nice antioxidant, so great for dark spots, dullness, and uneven skin tone, and the extra antioxidant protection pair perfectly in the morning with sunscreen. As I mentioned, my favorite, the Pore Fix, the one I immediately used the moment I got home. Key ingredients being niacinamide to help brighten and refine pores, panthenol to help strengthen the skin barrier, pomegranate again for that gentle antioxidant. And the texture of this is it's somehow watery in stick form. It's cooling. It's got this very neutral scent to it, and it has this hydrating, dewy finish that's a natural dew, not a glass skin kind of glow, and just sits so well with other serums in your skincare routine. The Age Fix I've been using on my fine lines, like crow's feet around here, so that's more about longevity results. But with the Pore Fix, it almost gives this immediate, I don't want to say blur to the pores, but almost sets them up really well for makeup. And I kind of want to see this used as a primer. I haven't done it yet because I feel like I can't do it justice, but it just makes for such a nice everyday serum. And what I do like about this one, the Pore Fix, is I can go in the drier areas, so around my nose, around here, and really pinpoint as well, where I feel my skin needs that little extra bit of attention. So on one of our days there, I think it was almost one of the last days, we actually visited a really famous makeup and hair studio, I think it is in Korea, called Jenny House. When we went, they didn't tell us where we were going. And then when we were going downstairs and I saw the words Jenny House, I was like, oh my God. And the makeup artist there made my skin look so good. Using a product that I already knew I liked, but definitely got me using more. And this is the Dewy Day Niacinamide and Apricot Cushion Foundation with an SPF 30. And I feel like I love cushion foundations, and I think they are the epitome of Korean innovation. Cushion foundations are much newer than we think they are. I want to say like 2007 or something ridiculous like that. Like they're not that old. And you see when like I've been to other brand events where influencers from like the UK are using cushions, they don't know how to use them still. And just seeing this cushion in action with a Korean makeup artist who works in one of the most famous makeup studios in Korea, I was like, this really is the place of innovation. And the Yepoda cushion foundation is very K-beauty because it's makeup meets skincare. So we have niacinamide for brightening and barrier support, of course, squalane for hydration, and this is really nicely hydrating and also helps smooth the skin out as well. What's this doing? And SPF 30 for the added protection. And the coverage is, well, they say medium natural, and it is. I've been using this before and I was like, oh, this is like a really nice, like I can go out of the house in this and people won't know I'm wearing makeup. But somehow the Korean makeup artist got like a full coverage out of it. I don't know whether she just layered it up, but it looked really, really good. It looked very natural with this very slightly dewy finish. My skin didn't feel dry. It didn't feel cakey. It just felt hydrated and soothed and smooth. But yeah, as somebody who's really bad at makeup and can't really even do just a base layer, cushion compacts are like just the best invention. They're foolproof, absolutely foolproof. So yeah, I think to sum up this trip to South Korea with Yepoda genuinely changed how I approach skincare again, not just because of some of the life-changing like routine hacks that I learned, but it reminded me that skincare could and should be slow, enjoyable, sensory, meaningful, and not just content. So a huge thank you to Yepoda for taking me behind the scenes, reminding me that care goes into every product and bringing me back to the heart of why I love skincare. I'll leave all the products mentioned in the description box down below. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time.